Hello, my name is Donna Ellis. I'm the creator of the Active Rest Fitness Program and Lifestyle, and I am inviting you to meet me on the deck. On the deck is where I help people get active for at least 30 minutes a day by providing workouts to fit any schedules and to eliminate most of your excuses. I also encourage people to prioritize rest and restorative sleep, to practice mindfulness in their eating habits as well as in their physical abilities, and to build a community of support amongst family members, neighbors, and friends. If any of this sounds interesting to you, then please listen to the video all the way through, like it, share it with someone, and also subscribe to this channel. The topic from the deck today is about rest. I always try to pick a topic that lines up with, one of the four tenets of active rest, whether it's about being active, about rest and restorative sleep, about mindfulness in your eating habits and knowing what you can and cannot do, or whether it's about building a community of support. So today, I want to talk to you a little bit about rest and how it has shown up in my life here recently. So I'm very excited to announce that my husband took a day off. Um, I'm super proud of him. He decided to take a day off work pretty much for his birthday. And I have to give you a little background. When I first met him, he did not take time off work. It was just unheard of for him to take a day off. He'd have to be either, extremely sick or like something like really going on, like an emergency type situation, for him to take a day off. Well, we had dated about a year or so before we married, and then we got married, and he, continued just to work, work, work. And then I ended up planning a vacation for us, for our family. And then some things changed, and we all couldn't go. So it was just me and him. And so or just him and I. And I told him, I said, well, we'll just go on the trip. I just changed a few plans, and I said, well, you and I will go on this trip. And I just made some changes. I said, we'll be together, we'll just go hang out. So we did that. One thing I noticed about him on this trip is how much he slept. And I mean, he slept good and he felt, like well rested. He felt more energized. Now, one thing I have to let you know about my husband is he's like a energizer bunny. He can go, 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 go. So he doesn't he'll sleep because his job requires him to sleep. But like if he doesn't have to go into work or something like that, he can get off work and be up like the whole day. I can't do that. I could not do that. And then he'll finally kind of like crash for the weekend or whatever, and he might sleep 12 hours. But, he's an energizer bunny. He has to be like on the move, on the go. If there's something to do, he's got to get it done. And so he very rarely takes time to really just rest. But he'll take time to sleep because he knows he needs to get some sleep to do his job. But rest to me is something different than sleep. Sleep, you should be getting restorative sleep to heal your body, to heal your mind, to help you function, to help your cognitive abilities. But rest is for you. It's like just personal for you. And the body needs it, but it's almost like your soul and your spirit needs it as well. And so I just wanted to say, like when he came home and said, I took the day off or whatever. I'm not gonna go in, for my birthday. And I was like, like I was excited. I was, because he deserves it. He works very hard for us. He works very hard to take care of his family. And so, I feel like he deserves the rest. He deserves the day off. And so I'm super proud of him for taking a day off work without me like scheduling something and being like, we're going on vacation this day, this day, this day. You need to take off. He took off on his own. So that's the first thing. The second thing is why I think that rest and taking off work specifically is so important. Like using your personal day, like not like just don't show up to work or don't work at all, and depend on other people, for your lifestyle. But like just when you have a job, when you work, you get benefits, you get personal days, you get paid time off, you get vacation leave, vacation days. Different jobs call it different things. One thing about these jobs though, if you don't use those days, Some jobs will pay you for them, so that can be an incentive for not taking them because you'd rather have the money than the time off. Other jobs, they just sit there and they add on and add on and add on, and they roll over, and you never use them. And if something happens to you, something tragic happens to you, you die, you can't work anymore, whatever the case may be, they're going to post that job of yours and hire somebody quickly. Like, the job ain't gonna stop just because you're not there. That's one thing I've learned. The job doesn't stop because you're not there. So take your time off. I try to encourage people all the time. Take your personal leave. I have people that work with me that have like 800, 900, 1,000 hours of leave on the books. And they just, one guy, we calculated his leave. He could take a full year off paid leave, like if they allowed that. He had enough leave time that he could take off a full year of paid leave. Why? Why would you do that to yourself? I believe in taking personal leave. I believe in when you have a job, you work hard at that job, you try to do the job to the best of your abilities. But you also get a benefit with that job, which is your personal leave. And sometimes you need to take it. And I don't mean take it because, oh, the kids got a field trip or I got to do something with, like when you have to do something. I'm talking about take leave just to lay around on the couch and watch TV. Like, just take it. I have someone on the deck who she'll take 2 weeks off, no computer, no emails, no nothing. I'm taking 2 weeks every year, taking it off, no work, nothing work related. I'm not signing in for no meetings, none of that stuff. So, I encourage people to do that. I set up a rest retreat, you know, for the ladies that work out with me, just so they can get away and get some rest. One thing about these jobs, I always say, these jobs ain't loyal. I don't say it. I heard somebody else say it. This lady, Stephanie Perry, she says it. These jobs ain't loyal. I've taken it on. But I've always had that belief that, like if something were to happen to you, your job is not going to stop. They're going to have that announcement. They might send a little condolence, to the family or something like that, but they're going to post that job. That job's going to keep on going. And, it's like you were never there sometimes. So take your leave, go to work, do your job, but use your benefits. Do not have 1,000 hours of leave on the books. You don't do that to yourself. Take your leave. Also, what I think people fail to realize, because we get it's almost like we glorify being tired. We glorify, oh, I'm working off of 4 hours of sleep. We praise ourselves. We pat ourselves on the back over, how much we can do with as little sleep as possible. And I don't like that. I'm not a part of that delegation. I like to get my rest, and I deserve my rest. And, I think what people fail to realize, this is where I was headed. What people fail to realize is that rest is just as vital to your good health and to a longer life as being active. And people always talk about like the workout. You need to work out. You need to eat right. You need to, diet, this diet, that diet, lose weight, this, that, and the other. And those are all good things. Trust me, that's kind of what I teach, that these are important things, but people leave off the importance of rest and restorative sleep. There are studies that have shown, and I'm learning, I'm always learning, I'm always reading up on it, that you will be more successful in your weight loss program if you got more sleep. Lack of sleep has been linked to like chronic disease, heart disease, and in all of these things. So sleep is just as important for your health and for a longer life. It's just as important as being active and as eating well and all of those things. So you gotta have all three of them. You gotta have the active part, you gotta have the rest part, and you also gotta eat well. And you also have to have, I'm going to bring it around to those four tenets. You have to have a community that supports you in that rest. And a lot of us don't have that. A lot of people, because we are of this hustle and grind culture, If you say you gonna take some rest, people look at you crazy. You don't take a day off. You gonna just do nothing. You're just gonna. It's all. Even when we go on vacation, we plan out itineraries for our vacation so we can be go 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 instead of just resting. Like we just can't do it, and so that's why I say you have to develop a rest practice because it's something that you have to continually do. You have to be mindful of it because we're not wired to just sit and do nothing. A lot of us are not wired that way. And so just understand that, that community that you have has to be supportive of your rest practice. I know for me, I have a great support system in my husband when I say, like I need a couple of hours to myself. He will take our young daughter and they might go to the park, or something like that for a couple of hours, just so I can have like just a few, a couple of hours of rest for myself, even though he doesn't ask for it because he is one of those people that feel like you should always be doing something, and he works real hard, and he's just driven that way. He's just wired that way. Sometimes I take her and leave him so that he can have rest. I don't necessarily tell him I just want you to get some rest. I just and that's not even just for him to get sleep, like to catch up on sleep type rest, but just for him to do something that he enjoys, because that's part of rest as well. I feel like that's part of rest. It's just sitting and doing something simply for your pleasure, simply for something, simply to enjoy something that you love doing. So I'll leave that at that. So just remember, if you get some rest, just know that I'm going to be proud of you. Know that you deserve it. Know that these jobs ain't always loyal. Don't spend time at this job. You need to be spending time with your family, spending time with yourself, figuring out things that you love, things like that, because as soon as something happens to you, they're going to hire somebody else. That job isn't going to stop when you're not there. Like if you were to pass out, fall out dead today, that job is going to go on. So you could take a day or two off. I assure you, they'll be all right. And and also remember that rest is just as vital to good health, and a longer life, as being active and as much as eating well. So make sure that you include all of those components into your lifestyle. You want to be active, you want to get some good rest, you want to eat well, and you want to make sure that you surround yourself with a community that supports you in all of these actions. So I thank you for listening. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope that you've learned something. I hope that you've been motivated. So thank you for listening. Goodbye.